Welcome back to the Mad Spideyverse. I'm Mad Spidey, and thank you once again for tuning into my channel. So today, I received a parcel. In this parcel is some real old school Silver and Bronze Age Marvel goodness. A good friend that I've made through the comic book Facebook groups, Michael. I've mentioned him quite a few times before that he's, he lets me do payment plans. He's, got me some cool books and stuff like that. He's always sort of, he's like, I just picked up some of these. Do any of these sort of interest you and things like that? Because he knows what kind of stuff I love. And once again, he hit me up, I think it was early last week. So by the time that, he'd like, this is all that I've gotten. It was about, I'd like to say about 30 to 35 books. He's pretty much, said, okay, which ones do you need? And I needed about 90% of them. We worked out a deal. And I pretty much, instead of paying him off like I usually do, I was actually able to just go bang and pay the whole lot. So he actually sent it Friday, and today is Monday, so I was able to get it today. So that was awesome. So you know what time it is. So let's open up the box. But it's Mad Mail Call time! Gotta remember that part. So anyway, let's get stuck into it. As I said, there's quite a few books in here. I think it's ended up being about 26 books, something like that. We all know I like to do hashtag full unboxing. Alrighty. Now the other thing I had to do before I did this video is I had to make a whole pile of notes as well, because I can't always remember the significance of every book. Obviously, there are quite a few runs that I'm actually going for. And even though, obviously some of the runs, a lot of the books will be non-keys, or don't have any major significance. Might be just a cool cover or something like that. But in saying that, there quite often is just small sort of key elements. And he's really taped these up well. Alright. Try to find that. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. One bundle. And he's like the last couple of times, he's actually added some sort of cards as well, just as a little extra bonus. I really need to get this knife sharpened. Not unless you want to send me another one, Scott. Not that I think we pushed our luck trying to get this first one sent over. Realise it's already 4 minutes into the video and I haven't even got to showing the books yet. Let's get that out of the way. Alright, so I'll quickly show the cards. Alright, so we got... So these are the Sky... I can't remember what year series they are, but they're the Skybox... Well, this one's a Skybox Metal, which is very, very cool. So the Spidey one there. I'd say it'd have to be a fairly recent series of Skybox, because you got Spider-Punk, which he's been around for a few years, but hasn't been around all that long. And Peter Porker, the Spider-Ham. That's very, very cool. So thank you, Michael, for the little added bonuses. All right, let's get into the first stack of books. Now, I do know there is one book in here that I probably actually need to dispose of, because he said he'd throw it in as a bonus because it was actually incomplete. I'm not an incomplete guy. It's not any major key or anything like that, so there's nothing really to worry about. He said you can use it as toilet paper if you really want to. Alright, so let's get stuck into it. So what do we got here first? So we got Submariner and Incredible Hulk, Tales to Astonish, number 77. And if I refer to my notes here, so this is the first time apparently that Namor actually says Imperious Rex. He's like battle cry. And it's also the first appearance of Behemoth, which is, I think it's like a guardian of Atlantis or something like that. I think it was. We got King Size Special Submariner number 1. I was hoping King Size Annual number 1. Don't think there's any major significance to that besides being obviously the first King Size Annual. But a very, very cool cover. We got some old Fantastic Four goodness, number 32. Which, trying to remember. So that's first Morat, which I think is that dude there. And it's also the death of Dr. Franklin Storm, which is Sue and Johnny's dad. So, yeah, a lot of these are just sort of minor keys of characters you probably never heard of. Probably never show up again. Invincible Iron Man, number 53. Which is the first appearance of Black Llama, which is, yeah, just one of those, I'd say just one of those sort of villains that probably pops in for like one or two issues, and that's pretty much it. Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., number 12. There's no key significance, just to being a cool old school Nick Fury book. Astonishing Tales featuring Kazar and Doctor Doom. Now I do know that is actually a key issue. That's the first appearance of Bobby Morse, who obviously later becomes Mockingbird. But a very cool looking Doctor Doom and Kazar, or Kazar, however you want to pronounce it, cover. Now this is one of the books that I was most interested in. He gave me a cracking price on it. Astonishing Tales, number 25, featuring Deathlock the Demolisher. It is the first appearance of Deathlock. So that book is actually on my comic wish list. Obviously, there's a lot of books that I want to fill runs and things like that, and minor keys and stuff like that, but this is one of the ones that's actually on the wish list itself. It actually looks fairly clean copy too for its age. Like obviously, yeah, there's a little bit of Marvel chipping and stuff like that, but it's, yeah, fairly clean copy, so super happy to actually own that book finally. Tales of Suspense Goodness featuring Iron Man and Captain America, number 75. And that is actually the first appearance of Batroc the Leaper. If you remember from, it wasn't Civil War, was it? No, it was Winter Soldier. And first appearance of Sharon Carter, who becomes Agent 13 of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, nice two sort of keys in there. Tales of Suspense featuring Iron Man and Captain America, number 93. Now, I believe that is actually the first cameo appearance of MODOK. I don't think he's actually... I think you just hear a voice and he's actually named, but you don't actually see him in the issue. So I don't know how you can really call that a cameo, but They, sort of say it's a cameo. Strange. I know my mate Izzy from Izzyverse NYC will like this book. Strange Tales featuring Warlock, 178. That is the first appearance of Magus, or I just call it Magus, which is like an evil sort of alter version of Adam Warlock, who I do remember from reading back in the 90s Infinity War. Not Infinity Gauntlet, but Infinity War. He was like one of the major villains of that particular series. That's very cool. Strange Tales, Doctor Strange and Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., 168. I believe that is... Yeah, so I think that is actually the final issue of Strange Tales. So then obviously Doctor Strange will go to his own title. Nick Fury goes to his own title. I believe that is what that book is there. Strange Tales 147. Don't think there's any key significance. And obviously, as I always say, like, if you know more information about some of these books, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I don't think there's actually any key significance besides being a run filler for me. But I do love these old school books. Strange Tales 112. So 112, I believe, is the first appearance of the Eel, who later becomes part of Serpent Society, if I'm correct. So, very cool old school Strange Tales there. So that's the first lot. We'll get into the second lot. Gotta love when people use pull tabs. Alrighty. Get rid of that. Alright, so what do we got next? So I was very happy about this. A very, very old Tales to Astonish. I think this is actually like my lowest number now. Tales to Astonish number 40. So, which I think is just some low-level, D-grade villain or whatever. I think first appearance of the Hijacker. I think it's the Hijacker. But yeah, just very, very old-school Tales to Astonish, which is awesome. Submariner number 29, which I believe is the first first meeting of Hercules and Namor. And I think it's first team appearance of the Sirens as well, if I remember rightly. Then we got some Avengers goodness. Avengers number 64. Which I think is first Barney or Barnable or Barney, I don't know, Clint's brother anyway, who later ends up becoming Trickshot. So that's the first appearance of Clint's brother. Avengers number 70. Which is the first full team appearance of Squadron Sinister. Obviously later they become Squadron Supreme, which I think is their first appearances in, I think, an Invaders book. I think it is. Either Invaders or Defenders, I can't remember which one it is. But that's when, first Squadron Sinister. Got some old school Daredevil goodness. Number 42. First appearance of the Jester. I think he might pop up again in a few issues, but I don't think he's any kind of major Daredevil villain. Astonishing Tales featuring Kazar and Doctor Doom, number 1. I don't think there's any key significance to this book, obviously, besides being issue number 1. But I think Astonishing Tales, I think this might actually be the second volume, I think. Not the first volume. Astonishing Tales featuring Deathlock the Demolisher. Number 26, so that is the second appearance of Deathlock, and I think it's actually the first appearance of Major Riker as well, which, if you follow the Deathlock series, you'll know who Major Riker is. Tales of Suspense, featuring the powerful Iron Man, number 56, so a nice early Tales of Suspense Iron Man book, which I believe is the first appearance of Unicorn, I think. Yeah, first appearance of Unicorn. So, another one of those D-list villains. Tales of Suspense featuring Captain America and Iron Man, number 96. Don't think there's any key element or anything to that book that I know of. Amazing Adventures, The Inhumans and Black Widow, number 1. So I got a few number 1 issues. I think this is actually the first solo story for Black Widow, I think, if I remember rightly. I think it's also the first appearance of her surrogate father as well, if I remember rightly. So very cool to own that. Strange Tales, Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Doctor Strange, 167, so that classic Steranko cover. I believe that is the first appearance, I shouldn't say first appearance, first cover appearance of, I can't remember her full name, Contessa, the one that Julia Louis-Dreyfus played, Contessa Valentina, blah, 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 like the 400-word name. That's the her first cover appearance. Strange Tales, Doctor Strange, and Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., 150. Absolutely loving these old school books. So I think this is the first, I think it's Dormammu's sister, Umar or whatever her name is. It's her first appearance, and I got a feeling, I'm not 100% sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this might actually be the first Marvel artwork for Big John Buscema as well. But yeah, if you know that, please let me know in the comments below. And last but not least, Strange Tales, 134, Enter the Watcher. I think the only key issue to this, I actually thought this was first Watcher, but Watcher's first a lot earlier. I think the first mention of Eternity, which is probably about its only key element to that particular book. So that is the lot. So thank you very much if you watched this all the way to the end. I know CJ is going to write 2 times in the comments down below because it's almost a 20-minute video. But thank you if you stuck it all the way out and you watched my awesome pickups. Very happy to grab all those. So thankful to Michael for always looking out for me. And obviously, making my bank account empty as per usual. But yeah, thank you very much to Michael. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers and anybody who watches. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. So trying to get back into a more regular thing at the moment. As I said, some stuff going on at the moment, but yeah, hopefully all goes according to plan. We'll just keep going. So anyway, don't forget YouTube stuff, thumbs up, comment if you want to. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But yes, thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.